Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm here to talk to you today about why hybrid work should be the norm. Because, as many of us know, the likelihood of us winning the lottery or, you know, being whisked away to marry a prince like Meghan Markle, we are likely all going to have to do a 40-hour week. I am a pro hybrid work kind of person for several reasons. I started my career as fully remote. I was 19. I was, a little bit iffy on what I was doing. And as time went on, I got good at it, but the distance made it harder because through remote work, you have to wait to IM somebody, email, phone call. You have to wait for them to be available whenever, it's convenient for them. From the point of view of an employer, we know that corporations want us in the office full time. From our perspective, we love the remote work. In my experience, the hybrid work schedule that I have at Boeing, I enjoy it because I get 2 days at home and I can work on what I'm needing to work on, but I can also be in the office for team meetings and any impromptu questions that I might have. I can just walk over to my boss's office. And I enjoy that a lot more than what we used to have, which was in the office full time. It was really draining. It was hard to get things done with all the distractions of the office. Coworkers can just walk up to your desk at any time. So I wanted to kind of go through why each way is, the pros and cons. There are good and bad things to both. But I wanted to talk mostly about why hybrid work is better. So first, the pros to working in the office is, you can build relationships with coworkers. It improves teamwork, and you can focus on those work-related matters without having to worry about, am I doing enough at home? Because when you're at home, you want to do the laundry, you want to take a longer lunch, things like that are going to prevent you from focusing on the task at hand. I think that's especially what employers think that we are doing because they see a decline in our productivity. But being in the office, especially with our generation being young, we're learning, it's a lot easier for us to get through the day being able to ask questions and being able to kind of network and meet people who further on down the line, you may end up applying for a job that your friend now 20 years from now is hiring for, and they'll remember you and you can make those good impressions. Working in the office also helps you work as a team. It's kind of hard to schedule everyone's time for a Zoom meeting and discuss things over the phone. I feel like it's a lot easier to talk about those things in person, at least in my experience. The cons to working in the office, with that availability of being able to walk up to people's desks and ask questions, you can also walk up and just chit chat. If you're not given enough, structure, or if you have some downtime during the day, the likelihood of interruptions and other people interrupting you, even if they're not coming to your desk, can get in the way of your work. Now, there's also a higher cost for employers for us being in the office 5 days a week. If every single person is in the office, you're going to see, higher utilities. You're going to also see that we leave work early, or, we schedule a half day because we have child activities and we have, our doctor's appointments or things like that. Whereas if you were working from home, say you scheduled a doctor's appointment at 9 a.m., you would just start work when you got back home at like 10, and then you would work those 8 hours, as opposed to being in the office and only working a half day. Our employers are going to get more out of us if we're able to work from home and kind of schedule it on those days where we're remote working. The pros to working at home is less distractions from coworkers. And now you do have to be a little bit more vigilant about how you're spending your time. If you have a break between tasks, or, you complete a task, you can go toss in a little laundry, wash the dishes, kind of give yourself a break like you would in the office. Just, walk around, stretch your legs, refresh your brain. But there's also a better quality of life there. We see, people who they wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, they get ready for work, they go. They don't get off until 4 o'clock, 5. They're not home until 6. They're cooking dinner. They're getting ready for the next day. And you really don't have a lot of time to do the things that you enjoy. And that can affect mental health. Sitting at a desk all day and sitting in a car all day is going to be hard on your back, hard on your hands, hard on your joints. And on top of all of that, us being at home at least 2 days a week is going to have a positive impact on the environment. There's less fuel emissions and things like that are just better for all of us as a society. Now, the cons to working from home are going to be the unmotivated employees. And these two bullets, they kind of go together. The lack of oversight really doesn't help, especially when an employee is at home. If that employee is unmotivated and they want to spend their days doing, household chores or doing whatever they want to do and not really working, they're just moving their mouse around, that's a problem. But that's something that employers, in my opinion, should realize is it's going to happen in the office too. Those are the people that are going to scroll on social media, play games on their phone. They're going to be off task no matter where they are if they just don't have the structure or discipline to be doing what they need to be doing. Another issue with working from home is the increase in the cost of cybersecurity. You have to hire more IT guys who can help people who are remote work over the phone, kind of figure out what's going on with their computers. Should it be, messing up? Another issue would be if, say, a team of 100 people are taking their laptops home, that's an increase in the cost of insurance. So while those costs are more, you're also going to see less of a cost with in-office things. The utilities are going to be down because 2 days a week we're not turning on lights, we're not using the water, things like that. So that kind of balances those two out, I believe. You're not really going to see, or you shouldn't see much of a change with those two things. This is why I believe the hybrid is the best schedule, because you're given that lifestyle flexibility. You can schedule your doctor's appointments or your child's activities on, say, a Monday or Friday or whatever the flexible schedule that you're given is. And that leads to a better quality of life. People don't feel drained. They can actually relax on the weekends. And while you're in the office, you can still focus on those tasks and the team meetings, and you're able to interact with your coworkers or your managers on a personal level while also being given the freedom to go out and do what you need to do while making sure that you're still hitting that productivity mark. Again, like I said before, the fuel emissions and the costs, those are going to be huge, especially in this economy and all the stuff that's going on with the environment. It's just a better alternative to how I think that we should be living our lives. And so, yeah, that is my belief on why we should be hybrid. While I'm sure there are definitely different opinions about the topic, I think we can all agree that for everyone involved, it's kind of the best of both worlds. Thank you.